up. That's what we're all saying.
Right.
Okay. So Peter, if you're writing it down, maybe we can, I'll try to do this simple thing. So let's call the meeting order at 5:47. I apologize for the delay. I don't know why I just can't get in. And
Apology accepted.
all right. So the minutes from our previous meeting. Are there any changes or editings on that? I'm assuming no. So I'm going to make a motion to accept the minutes from our last meeting. With somebody.
Okay. I'll second it.
Second.
Okay. This is the best flyby meeting I've ever been to. So application. Second. So we have an application from John Casey to replace the existing lights and fixtures around the green. John, is there anything you want to say?
I'm sorry, Ellen, I couldn't hear that.
I'm just reading that your application has is here to replace existing poles and fixtures.
Yes, exactly.
And if you want to just speak about it at all.
Yes, we have about 45 light poles, poles and luminaires, which is the lighting fixture. In place now, we should have 46, but one was driven over about a year ago, and so that is no longer extant. But I do want to replace that one. And we have two different kinds of lighting fixtures and lighting poles. We have retrofitted all of them, though, to have LED lighting elements in them. So, you know, we've made one attempt to bring it up to a better level, better grade of service. But 33 of the light posts are what I would call functionally obsolete. They're 35 years old, and they're falling apart, and I can't get parts for them. They no longer make the fixture nor the replacement parts, and so I'm sort of forced to do something. They're old-fashioned design, not dark sky friendly. They have a lot of glare, particularly with the LED lights in place, and we want to replace just about all of them in the shopping center. So we have a little bit of a complicating factor in that we have one of our buildings is in escrow for sale, and there are 10 or 11 of these light fixtures on that piece of property. That's building 15, which is at the south part of the green, facing the open meadows, and so that I think we'll close escrow at the end of February. So I won't be replacing about 6 or 7 of those lights. So out of the 45 that we have, you know, we'll be doing about 39. We're considering adding some lights by the IGA and by the lawn where the gazebo is. I think that the light patterns, while they're very inefficient, are casting more light in a million different directions. But when we replace the old fixtures, I think we'll have a loss of light, generally speaking. The lights we will be using are, as I mentioned, are dark sky friendly lights. So they'll have a much narrower dispersion pattern. And I think we will need more lights, light fixtures to produce the same amount of usable lumens. And by that, I mean lumens that aren't bouncing all over, the light beams that aren't bouncing all over the place, light trespass, light leakage, those kind of things are going to be minimized. And I think we might need, and so does our consultant, I'll go into that in a minute, think that we might need a couple of other light fixtures in some of the areas that are more sensitive, have more pedestrian traffic, and where safety is of greater concern than it is in the center generally. So that's what we're up to. I'd like to do it. I'd like to order these fixtures this year while I still have the money to do it. And I have a little bit of fine tuning to do on the design, although we've provided to you a copy of the light plan and with dispersion patterns that I think will be substantially what we're going to end up with, but there'll be a couple of tweaks in a couple of areas. Instead of having one luminaire on a pole, we might have two in a couple of areas. But nothing more complicated than that. And we're not trying to play night games here. We just, like in baseball, we're just trying to get a safe level of lighting throughout the project.
Mm-hmm. And it's 4,000 Kelvin, right? That's the unit I think that you're using. It's sort of
that's what
temperature.
they've projected.
Yeah.
I don't really know that much about it, and I only realized how little I know about it when I started on this project, because looking at these cut sheets and different specifications and nuance, it's incredible. It's a whole other world out there.
That's pretty. 4,000 is good. It's pretty middle of the spectrum, not too white and cool, and not too warm or yellow.
Right.
And the pole's about 10 feet. Is that about the same height as what's there now? I was going to drive by again and refresh my memory.
It's different. I think some are about 10 feet, maybe a little closer to 11. And then some of the others, and I would say the preponderance, are probably closer to 12.
Yeah. I like the fixture. It's just sort of discreet, and you can tell it'll go away. And I like that it points down rather than points towards.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I think it will really be a vast improvement. I'm excited about doing this. It's super expensive, and I don't really want to spend the money, but on the other hand, our investments have shown up pretty well in the last year or so, and I'm hoping we'll have the same degree of luck and return on the investment that we've gotten so far with the paving project and re-landscaping and that sort of thing.
What happens to the 6 or 8 lights that are not being replaced? Will they be replaced later?
Yeah. The standards that Kent Affordable Housing, the buyer of the property, they have to adhere to a whole different level of specification and regulation, because it's a lot of government funding, and so I think it's better that I don't try and put them in today, guessing that I'll be able to hit their specification. I've been involved with that before, and it's a fool's errand. So, I'm not taking down what's there, and it will be delivered as is with those lights in place. But I'm not going to try and see if it meets their regulation. And frankly, it's not part of our economic deal.
So they would be the ones that have to replace them.
Yeah, I mean, I think they will have to replace them, and the answer is yes. Yeah.
And where are those located in the plan? I don't have it in front of me.
Okay, if you just look at the 6 that are in the top right-hand corner of the plan,
Okay.
those.
So that
And-
puts them, but what build, so I didn't make it back to my house in time. I'm sitting in my car doing this, and I remember
Right.
I looked at the cut sheets and I looked at the plan, but I can't remember what buildings were in the top right corner. What part of
It's building 15. It's the southernmost building. It's the vacant building that's been vacant since anyone can remember.
Okay,
And so it's going to be completely renovated in every respect.
okay. All right, I was just wondering where the ones were. So they're kind of off by themselves a little.
Yes, they're in the parking area primarily.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Ellen?
Yes, I think, yeah.
Hello?
Wonder how we take over that building, because the family will have a good, and everything that we have seen for society, purpose time, and the clear light design without light.
I'm sorry, was there a question? I couldn't really hear.
I couldn't either.
Great, everything's great. There's no other questions or concerns. We can go ahead and move to acceptance.
What Ellen is saying, John, is that she's in favor of this and she thinks everything looks fantastic. And
Oh,
if someone wants to go ahead and make a motion, they can feel free to do so.
All right.
Yep.
Are we all good? I mean, I'm in favor. So I have a motion to accept.
Second.
So Ellen seconded.
So, okay.
All right.
Thank you. I apologize to everyone. I don't know why I'm not staying on, but that's right. So, we're good to go on this.
Okay,
Time.
she said everything is good on her side. And she apologizes for not being able to join in.
Wait, I didn't hear that? No, I did. I did hear it. Sorry.
So
Okay, so what next?
just a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
I'll send an email. Thank you.
thank
Okay,
you. Thank you all.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
thanks, you too.